In the gritty housing projects of Manhattan's Lower East Side, a little girl named Ursula Burns was born on February 20th, 1958, into a world where survival wasn't guaranteed, and dreams came second to dinner. Her mother, Olga, a Panamanian immigrant, worked any job she could find, ironing clothes, babysitting for neighbors, and taking welfare when the money ran out. They lived in a tiny apartment that shook with gunfire at night. But inside those walls, Olga built something rare, a home filled with discipline, dignity, and dreams. She had one rule that would define her daughter's future. Where you are is not who you are. Ursula watched her mother work herself to exhaustion, skipping meals so her children could eat, saving pennies to send them to Catholic school because she believed education was the only way out. She taught me that good things don't come easy. Ursula later said, her voice breaking with gratitude. Life wasn't fair, but Olga's lessons became her armor. At school, teachers expected Ursula to aim small, to become a nurse or a teacher, but her mother refused to let anyone define her daughter's limits. Ursula excelled in math and science at Cathedral High School, even when she felt isolated, one of the only black girls in class, fighting invisibility with brilliance. She earned a place at the Polytechnic Institute of New York, now NYU Tandon School of Engineering. But the transition was brutal. Surrounded by white male classmates, she felt like an outsider. Imposter syndrome gnawed at her confidence. Still, she pushed through sleepless nights, remedial math, and constant self-doubt, switching to mechanical engineering, where she discovered her true strength. By 1980, she graduated, and by 1981, she had earned a master's degree from Columbia University, funded by scholarships and sheer determination. That same year, Ursula landed an internship at Xerox, a company known for photocopiers but struggling to evolve. She didn't blend in, and she didn't try to. As one of the few black women in the company, she faced skepticism and bias at every turn, but she met it with honesty, even courage. In one meeting, she challenged a senior executive, asking bluntly why Xerox had so few people of color in leadership. It was a risk that could have ended her career. Instead, it earned her respect. "I wasn't afraid to speak up," she said later, "because I had nothing to lose. I'd already come from nothing." Through the 1980s and 90s, Ursula rose through the ranks, from product development engineer to executive, assistant to the CEO, and eventually vice president of global manufacturing. She married, became a mother, and still led teams of thousands, all while fighting for diversity and better work-life balance for women. Her energy was relentless. Her mission, clear: make corporate America see beyond its own walls. Then came the moment that changed everything. In 2009, as the Great Recession crippled companies worldwide, Ursula Burns made history, becoming the first black woman to lead a Fortune 500 company as CEO of Xerox. The company she joined as an intern decades earlier was now hers to save. Revenue was collapsing, printing was dying, and skeptics waited for her to fail. But Ursula didn't flinch. In 2010, she led a $6.4 billion acquisition of affiliated computer services, boldly pivoting Xerox from a hardware company to a digital services and software leader. Critics called it risky, but within a few years, she doubled revenues to $22 billion, proving that courage, not comfort, drives innovation. The journey wasn't painless. She made heartbreaking decisions, layoffs, restructures, and tough reforms. But she led with empathy, shaped by the nights she'd gone hungry and the lessons of her mother's resilience. By 2016, after 7 transformative years as CEO, she stepped down, leaving a legacy that broke barriers for women and minorities across the world. Today, she sits on boards of Uber, ExxonMobil, and Nestlé, and continues her life's purpose: uplifting others. In 2009, President Obama appointed her to lead the White House STEM initiative, expanding education for underrepresented youth. Her foundation, Change the Equation, has reached millions of students. And in 2021, her memoir, Where You Are Is Not Who You Are, became a testament to the power of faith, grit, and self-belief. Where you are is not who you are. From welfare lines to boardrooms, From ironing clothes to leading corporations, Ursula Burns proved that hard work and courage can rewrite destiny. Remember, your circumstances do not define your potential. Your courage does. When the world doubts you, remember, even one person's belief, even one act of grit, can change everything. Because pain isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning. From welfare lines to the Fortune 500, pain is MY fuel. On this channel, pain is MY fuel. You'll discover the untold success stories of people who rose from nothing to greatness. From Shahid Khan, John Paul DeJoria, Prem Watsa, to Ursula Burns, every story proves that struggle is strength and pain is power. Subscribe for more journeys of resilience, courage, and unstoppable success.